DAX. What is a DAX? Introduction to DAX. What is a DAX? Any idea, guys? So DAX is a collection of functions and operators. Okay, so by using these predefined functions and operators, we can write down expressions and formulas in SQL Server analysis services, that is nothing but SSEAS, and Power Query or Excel, whatever, not the Power Query, in Excel, and Power BI desktop. So by using these DAX functions and operators, we can write down the formulas and expressions inside SSEAS and Power Query Excel and Power BI desktop. Okay, so this is also a kind of a language introduced by Microsoft, and earlier we are using in Excel and SQL Server analysis services. Now we are going to use inside the Power BI desktop as well. So inside the Power BI desktop, majorly there are two kind of expression languages we are using. One is M language and another one is DAX language. So in this Power BI desktop, in what places we are using M language and in what places we are using DAX language. When you are going to the edit query builder, edit queries, if you are going to write down any expressions, let's say inside a advanced editor, here whatever you are writing, this is a M language, and the another place to write down M expressions and operators is under add columns. If you are going to add any custom column, whatever you are going to write down here is that is also related to M language. Okay, so here we are not going to use any DAX kind of thing. So what is the place where we are going to use DAX? Okay. So if you are going to write down any DAX, the window we are going to write down for DAX language is under new measure or new column, or when you are going to create any new table. Let's say just go to modeling. Under the modeling, you have a new table option here. If you want to generate a new table data by using a DAX, we can write down the DAX expression over here. Okay, so these are the three areas we are going to write down DAX queries. Two is under new measure, under new column, and new table. Okay, so these are the three places. The place to write DAX is new column in report, and new measure, and the third one is new table. We'll tell you where exactly we are going to use new table option. Okay, right. So this is the new measure column. Whenever you are going to create any measures in your model, the very first basic step is don't put the measure values inside these dimension tables and fact tables. You have to create a separate table to maintain the measure values. I think already I have explained how to create a measure table and what are the measures you have created, how can we put inside the table. Okay, Right, so I'm going to create one simple table by entering data, and the column name I'm going to give measure value, and the table name is, these are calculated measures. Okay, right, just click and load it. This is an just empty table. Inside this table only I'm going to keep the measure values. Okay, so this is the table, calculated measures table. So first I want to create one basic measure. So how to create a basic measure? You just go to your new measure over here. Under new measures, what is the measure you want to create? I want to create total sales. Okay, simply you can write down what is your aggregated function you are going to use. Okay, I want to sum up. What do you want to sum up? See, the syntax also is coming very clearly over here. This is a DAX a function only. Sum is a function, and inside that function, what argument you want to use, you can specify over here. Column name, which column name you want to use. I want to aggregate fact. So if you're typing the table name, if you have already idea what column you want to aggregate, just type the table name. So automatically it will display that table, and inside the table, what is the column you want to aggregate? Sales amount. Okay, you just close the bracket. This is the measure name. Okay, and this is your aggregate name. So this is your measure name, and this is your function, aggregate function, whatever you are using. This is your measure name, and this is your function name, and this is your table name, and this is your column name. Okay, so total four parts. Okay, so you just click enter, then the measure will create. So the measure is coming under this calculated measure table only. How? When you are going to click on this new measure, before you are going to click on this new measure, if you are putting your mouse and click this calculated measure only, automatically that measure will come over here. Okay, so now whatever the dummy column we have created, that I want to delete. Okay, now I have only one measure. So how can we change this table icon into a measure icon, calculated measure? So you just double click on, you just click on this and close this window. Okay, then open again. See, now it has changed into a measures. So earlier I have created one measure that is coming under dim date, that is nothing but profit. So I want to move this profit column, profit measure into my calculated measure column. Just go to modeling and home table, change to calculated measure table. Okay, so now the profit is coming over here. I want to create one more measure, that is for cost, total cost. Click on this calculated measure and go to home, click a new measure column. Again I'm going to write down one more, that is total cost. Again the function sum of fact internet sales table. What is the column? That is product standard cost. Close it. Done. Okay, so I have three measures: total cost, total sales, and profit. Okay, right. So when you are writing this measure, you have to format this one. So don't write all in a single line. So you have to press alt enter. This is coming down. Okay, so this is the way you have to write down. And if you want to add any comments, yes, you can add the comment as well. When you want to add a comment, you have to put this forward slashes and write down this measure is for uh, aggregating total sales amount. If you are writing these kind of comments, the people will understand easily what is the sales amount, what exactly this measure is doing, and why you are using this measure. Okay, then you can click enter. That's all. Okay, the next time when a new developer is coming, he can understand easily. So yeah, I think this is for cost, right? The total cost amount. In this way, you have to add for all those things. How can you make it this statement down? Press Alt Enter, then space. Okay, Alt plus Enter. Okay, so this is the way we can write down a calculated measure, the DAX, and how to comment inside the DAX measure is you can put forward slashes and you can write down the comment over there. Okay, right. So the next thing is there is a function sum, and as well we have sum x is there. What is the difference between sum and sum x? Let's say I have created this total sales amount by using sum function, right? We'll see what is the total value is coming. I will take one card over here. Under this card, what is the total cost? 17.28 million. The same function I want to change, instead of sum I want to make it sum x. Okay, I want to change into sum x. What is the syntax for this sum x? Okay, we'll create by using another one. I don't want to disturb the existing one. Okay, I want to create the new one. Okay, so create calculated measures, go to home, new measure. By using sum x I want to create total cost sum x. What is the syntax for sum x? The sum x syntax is the table name you need to specify first. In which table this aggregation or whatever operation you want to do, that is under this fact internet sales table. Then what is the expression you are going to do? Expression is nothing but your column name. The column name is sales amount. Okay, right, done. Sorry, the column name we need to give properly total cost sum x, just for differentiation. So I will take another new card and take the total sum x. How much it is coming? This is the total cost 17.28 million, and this is coming 29.36 million. Why it is happening? Okay, so I will tell you what exactly the sum and sum x are working in the background. Let's I will take one Excel sheet. What is the difference between sum and sum x function in DAX? Let's say I have two values in my table, the product name and what is the quantity we sold. and unit price. So the product name is bikes and components and accessories. The quantity is 2, here it is 4, here it is 3, and the unit price is 10 rupees, and this is 20 rupees, and this is 5 rupees only. Okay, when you are using sum function to find out what is the total sales amount, how you will get the total sales amount? The total sales amount you will get quantity into unit price. Okay, quantity into unit price. Let's say this 2 into 10, how much? 20. 4, 20, 80, 15. Okay, how the sum function and SUMX functions will operate? If you want to write down one DAX function to find out the total sales amount by using a sum function and SUMX function, you have to write down the formulas like this. Let's say by using sum, I want to write down this is total sales by using sum function. Okay, you have to write down like this: sum of the quantity into sum of unit price. So what will happen here? Okay, the total sales amount by using sum x. So the formula you have to write down like this. Sorry. Sum x. Okay. In which table you are going to multiply? Fact, internet, sales, comma, quantity into unit price. So in a single expression, you can mention this quantity and unit price. So how this is going to calculate internally? The first function by using sum, it will sum up all the quantities in that column. What is the total? Sum of quantity 2 plus 4 plus 3, 9. It is 9. And the unit price is 35. Then finally it will multiplying both. How much? 9 into 35. So 315 is coming the result. Is it correct? It's wrong. You have to multiply a quantity with the unit price. So then the sum x, how it is going to work? The sum x is an iterating function. It will work on each row at a time. First it will do on a single row, then again it will come to second row, then come to third row. Then whatever the result is coming, finally it will add all the result. So the sum x will work like this: 2 into 10, 20, 20 into 40, 80, and 5 into 3, 15. What is the total? 115. Okay, 115 is the correct result. This is your total sales amount. This 315 is wrong one. This is by using sum function. This is by using sum x function. 115. Which one is correct? This one is correct. So what we understood, the sum function will sum up all the values in a column first, then it will multiply both columns. I'm going to do taking sum of quantity, sum of unit price. The sum of quantity is 9, sum of unit price is 35. It is multiplying, the answer is coming 315. And the SUMX function, what it will do, it will iterate for each row. It will perform a multiplication of each row first, 2 into 10, 4 into 20, 3 into 5. Then finally it will add. The sum function first it will add and then it will multiply. The SUMX function will multiply first and then add later. That is the difference between these two. So how it is giving a wrong values? Definitely this bike's unit price is 10, but what you are going to do here, you are going to multiply each item price is 35. There are 9 items, you are multiplying with 35 each item. No, it's wrong. For these two items the price is unit price is 10 rupees only, but why you are going to multiply with 35? So that kind of calculation will happen in the background. So that is the reason what I am suggesting you, when you are going to use inside the measure more than one calculation, more than one value you are going to multiply. So don't use sum function in the calculated measures. Okay. So when you are adding a new column, so the row by row operation is fine. Okay. The row. So here we need to discuss about two things. One is row level context, and filter level context. What is a row level context and what is a filter level context? In Excel we have a cell level context also is there. Okay, row level and filter level, cell level. Row level means in this Power BI, let's say if you are going to the data and if you are going to add a new column, okay, if you are going to add a new column over here, then that will work in each row level. That will work in each row level. Let's say here you are going to multiply unit price and the quantity. So then it will work normally. What is the quantity? What is the unit price? And the total amount will come. So in this situation, it will multiply in each row wise and stored in your Power BI model. When you are coming to the calculated measure, what will happen? It don't multiply and it don't store anywhere. On the fly, dynamically your formula will execute when you are drag and drop inside the report, the calculated measures. Okay, so when in this model, if you are writing any DAX function expressions, that will store each row wise. That is a row level context. The evaluation of that expression is each row wise. For that particular, if we have 10 rows, so each row wise the expression will evaluate. And let's say I'm going to write down here a new column. What will happen? For example, if you are going to multiply sales amount, fact internet sales amount into standard cost, whatever, or discount. Do you have any discount? No. Fact internet sales, whatever, the free amount or whatever. So this will multiply for each row and it will store inside the your Power BI model table. Okay, that is the row level context. What is a filter context? The filter context means, let's say you have in a table, there are they have 10 products are there. I don't want to sum of the sales amount for all 10 products. Only for a specific 3 products I want to sum up. Here the context is the filter context. The expression whatever you are going to write down, that should be evaluated against only these 3 products. Okay, the expression, it should evaluate only against this data, these 3 products only. The context here, it is a filter context. But when you are writing the same expressions in your table, in your Power BI model, in data level, in a new column, that is each row wise it will. Okay, that is row level context. And cell level means for each cell. That is not possible in your Excel, in your Power BI. Only in Excel you can write down the cell level context. So there is a chance in Excel, by multiplying this, for let's say I have 10 value here, I have 20 value over here. This is another cell and this is another cell. You can write down an expression by multiplying this cell with this cell, 200. Is it possible in Power BI? No. In Power BI, only 2 level of context is there. Either in this, in that particular row level, or in a particular entire filter level. Okay, I want to find out the total sales for this particular 2 products only. That is the filter. In this product table, I'm going to filter only for these 2 categories. You can't multiply this 2 with this 5. That is not possible in your Power BI desktop model. But in Excel it is possible. Okay, there are 2 type of context: row level context and filter level context. Right. So now coming to our sum and SUMX, how those 2 are giving a wrong result, I will explain. I want to take one simple table, enter data, and I will take 2 columns. One is for quantity, one is for unit price. Whatever the values we have taken inside the Excel, I will take those only. 2, 10, 4, 20. 2, 10, 4, 20. And the next one is 3, 5. And this table name I'm going to give sum x sum table. Just you can give any name, no problem. Load it. Okay, right. So okay, so I'm going to write down one total sales expression, DAX, new measure. This is total sum of quantity multiplying with sum of unit price. Just take one card over here. I will remove these 2. One card and total. Where is that? Yeah, total sum. See, 315 is coming. And take one more new measure. This is total sum x. What is this? Sum x. What is the table name? The table name is sum x sum, comma, quantity, sum x quantity multiplying with unit price. Okay, right. Take another card and put this measure. Total sum x. How much it is coming? 115. Which one is correct? This one is correct answer. This is wrong answer. What happened in the background? For this total sum, it is summing up all the values first and it is multiplying. Now here it is coming 9, here it is coming 35. 9 into 35, 315 is coming. Coming to this total sum x, what happened here? Each row wise, it is multiplying each record. 2 into 10, 4 into 20, 3 into 5. The total whatever is coming, it is summing up and 115 is coming. This is the correct answer. Okay, so this is the way in the background the sum and sum x are working. The sum x will work on each row wise, and after performing the operation it will give the end result. Okay, so the performance point of view, which one is giving better result? Definitely the performance point of view, the sum is giving better performance instead of sum x. Okay, because the sum x has to do each row wise, the sum will do entire column level. So when you can prefer this sum, only for a particular column you are going to just taking total cost. See, let's say total cost, I'm just using sum, that's all. It will give proper result. Or total sales, you can use sum. But when you are going to multiplying these two records, two columns, sum of order quantity and sum of unit price, whatever, then in that situation you can use sum x, because we need to perform that operation in each row wise. Okay, that is the difference between sum and sum x, and what is the row level context, and what is a filter level context, and what is a cell level context. Okay, the next thing I'm going to discuss about is, yeah, what happens if we use some quantity into price. The question is, what happens if we are using some quantity price into price instead of some quantity? Okay, so we'll see. Is it possible to write down where is that total sum? Yeah, so you want to write down inside sum only quantity into unit price. Okay, into, are you able to get, where is that unit price? That means you can't write two columns from the same table or different tables inside the sum function. Okay, you have to write down definitely, but there is a chance to write two measure values. Okay, let's say for example I have total sum, uh, yeah, let's say for example sum x quantity, and I want to multiply with another measure already have created, total sales. Okay, it will support another measure, so it is throwing error, right? That means you can't, it is just populating when you are typing total cost is coming, all the measures whatever you have created, but when you are taking over here it is throwing error. That means the aggregate functions only allow one argument, one column as a input, that's all. Okay, so that is the reason you have to use sum x when you are going to perform or multiplication, addition, or whatever for two columns or three columns, whatever. Okay, right. And along with this sum and sum x, we have other functions also. Count, count A, CountX, CountAX, count distinct, CountRows. These are the functions we have under DAX count. What this count function will do? The count function is just counting the values, the data type, either it is a text or a numeric or a date also. Earlier, it is not supporting to count the text and date data types. Only numerics it is counting. Now it is allowing to count the any kind of data types other than Boolean data types like a true, false, these kind of things. Count will count the number of values. Then what is this CountA? Other than blank values, let's say I have 10 values, one blank value. The CountA will give the count is 10. So it will ignore the blank values. Then this Countx and CountAX also similar like what we have discussed now, the difference between SUM and SUMX. These are performing each row. That's all. Count distinct means it will take the distinct values. Let's say in a table I have 5 values. There are 2 values are repeating. Then the total count will give 4 only, because it will remove the duplicate values. Count rows means it will count the number of rows, either it is a blank or whatever. The number of rows it will count and it will return the result. So we'll see over here. I want to write down a new measure for counting. Count, see the count function, and what is the column name you want to count? Counts the number of columns, numbers in the column. Okay, and CountA. What is this syntax of this one? The same thing. Okay, but it is just ignoring the blank values. And the next one is CountAX. Counts the number of values which results from evaluating an expression for each row of a table. Okay, count distinct. Sorry, distinct count. Yeah, distinct count. It will give the distinct count of values. And count rows. In a particular table, total how many number of rows are there? It will just return that number of rows. Here you need to specify only the table name. Fact internet sales. How many are there? We'll see. I will take one. One card of it. Total I have 60,000 records are there. Rows are there in that fact internet sales table. That is count rows in a particular table. It's not related to a column. In a table, how many number of rows you have, the count rows function will return those things. Okay, so that is about this aggregate functions of this related to the count. Okay, any doubt so far? What is this sum and SUMX and all these count functions, row level context, filter level context? It is a bit difficult to understand what exactly this row level context and filter level context. Going forward we will understand. Okay, right. So in the next session I'm going to discuss about the calculate, what this calculate function will do and what the filter function will do. Okay, and how to create a calendar table I think already we have discussed about this calendar table, but I want to focus one more time. Up to what dates we need to maintain the dates in the calendar table. Okay, and yeah, these two are very important: the calculate function and the filter function, and some other functions also I will focus on. Top n and has an value